Hi friends, welcome to the course once again. So we already looked at how the amplitude of our response, the amplitude of the system when the system is subjected to a harmonic excitation, how it is varying with respect to the frequency. We have already discussed it. We have seen the characteristics of the plot. We have seen when it reaches the maximum and what is the kind of behavior of the curve. Everything we have looked at, but we missed out something. I told you for a harmonic excitation case, two things are of importance. One is how your amplitude varying with respect to frequency. Similarly, you have to know how your phase is varying with respect to frequency. If you wonder what is phase is this. So let's say you have an excitation of this kind, then your response can be assumed like this basic assumption. Then since this is a complex number, there is a lag. So if your response is actually lagging your excitation by an amount given by 5, and we have also established equations for 5, if we remember. So in this section I'm going to do how or going to explain you how phi is varying with respect to frequency, because that is also of importance, or that is also of significance to our study of harmonic excitations. So, this is the mathematical expression that relates your phase angle with all your system parameters. So, these are all your system and your excitation parameters. Omega n is a system parameter, zeta is a system parameter, and then omega is obviously your forcing frequency. So, there is a dependence of two terms here. So, phi is depending upon my the damping or my zeta present in the system. I won't write c, I will straight away write zeta and omega. So it's a function of all these things for a given system. Now one more thing, if you're wondering what is phase, let's say I'm giving a excitation like this. Let's say that is my for excitation force time diagram. Then my response, it should have been 0, but it is not 0 at this moment. Let's say it is lagging or leading, whatever we can say, but let's say it is something like this, let's say. Okay, so this is our x. So there is a particular phase difference. Okay, so these two curves are not in phase, so they are different, or they are apart by a certain degree. So how much is that? That's what we are actually computing. So just to drive home the whole principle of what is phase. So if this figure is not clear, then I think I have to move this. So is it now visible? Yes. So these two curves once again, so these two curves are not in phase. See, this curve is lagging this particular one by some amount, so we need to quantify that. That's why we are doing all this manipulation. So phi is the physical significance of phi is known. Now we can go ahead and do this. So this is how the curve look like. So we just saw the equation which relates our phase difference to zeta and omega by omega, and now we can easily plot it using any commercial software or Excel or anything is good enough. So I have plotted it with my hand because I need to drive home a few things. So this particular figure is good enough. So let's see, there are a few observations. So these curves are drawn for different value of zeta basically. So let's talk about the undamped case first. So whenever, for the undamped case, whenever omega by omega n is less than 1, then this your phase is always 0. Then suddenly there is a discontinuity in the function for the k zeta equal to 0. it reaches pi by 2, then for a case of omega by omega n equal to 1, it will reach a value of pi by 2. Then for values of greater than omega, values where values of omega by omega n are greater than 1, as you can see here, the phase difference is pi. So there is a definite discontinuity for the undamped case. Now when we come to damped cases, so here I have drawn the curve for three different values of damping factor, viscous damping factor. So as you can see, as my damping is decreased, as I am going from, let's say, 0.15 to 0.1, then to 0.05, what happens actually is, in this regime, as my zeta comes down, like in this direction zeta comes down, as zeta comes down, it has a tendency to assume, phase has a tendency to assume zero values when the amount of damping in the system comes down. Similarly here also, when in this region as well, when your damping is less, it has a tendency to approach the value of pi when damping is less, and as damping increases, it is assuming slightly less values. So that's how your phase angle will change with respect to two parameters: the amount of damping present in the system, as well as the excitation or the frequency of excitation. So I think that makes sense. So keep in mind, at resonance, doesn't matter whatever is the value of the zeta you have at resonance, all the time phase difference is pi by 2. So thanks for watching.